Okay, this is going to be a double whammy. We're going to talk about Alexa Chung's 3 words, but we're also going to talk about it through the lens of creating balance. I'm so excited to do this because I moved to New York in 2008 and Alexa Chung was literally the pinnacle of fashion, and she still is. So I would say that Alexa's 3 words are preppy, whimsical, and edgy. And I'm using Alexa as an example for the balance because her 3 words seem sort of all over the place, but we're going to talk about how she balances them successfully. So preppy. I chose preppy instead of classic because Alexa always chooses very classic items, like for example, the blazer and the denim, but there's always a primness to them. And I also feel like her shoe choice feels very preppy, like she always does the ballet flat or a little loafer. Whimsical, for example, this flower here, there's always just kind of like something off, something kind of like funky and whimsical. There's like a twist. And lastly, edgy. I think the frayed hem of her jeans sort of gives a little bit of edge. I think her hair and her makeup always add a little bit of edge as well, like the cat eye and then the fringe. It always feels like a little done and just quite edgy. Here as well, she balances all of her words very well. So she has this floofy, beautiful dress, which to me is super whimsical. And then she has the leather trench, which is edgy. And then I think that these gold shoes, they add that kind of classic preppy vibe. Somebody else, like maybe Miley Cyrus, might do this with like a chunky boot or a chunky loafer. I feel like for Alexa, that would be a bit too edgy. Or somebody who has more whimsical style would do a more ornate shoe, which would be too whimsical. So I think that she does a really good job of balancing all of her words and just creating a look that feels all her own. This is a very good and straightforward example. So we have the whimsical floral dress, we have the preppy cable knit sweater, and then we have the edgy Converse. Talk about this through the lens of balance. So for this floral dress, I think if she would have done kind of her classic little ballet flat, it might have gone too preppy or too whimsical. I think by adding the Converse, she's adding that nice balance, that kind of edge to it. Love this look, and this is a great example of balance. So we have the preppy blazer, and I think the shoes are quite preppy too, and the shoes to me are also quite whimsical. And then we have the edge with the dark sweater and the black jeans. I think that this sort of encompasses the Alexa Chung style. I just want to note that if Alexa would have done this with a boot, it still would have totally worked, but it just would have felt like a different vibe, and this feels very true to her, and she's really balancing her words here. Also a fabulous example of the way that she balances the word. So we have the preppy sweater, preppy white jeans, preppy shoes, edgy sunglasses, whimsical bag. I think if she would have done another bag that wasn't so whimsical, it still would have worked, but it would have made it less Alexa Chung.